Hi guys, it's Warwick from Casual Chess, back for another 5-minute game today. Looks like I'm playing white against an opponent from France. I think I'll start with d4, and we'll play the Queen's Gambit. Let's see how my opponent plays this opening. He's taken the pawn on c4. I'll retake with my bishop and begin to develop that piece. An expected move here, developing my knight on the queen side. Another expected move, bishop to d2 to protect that, and f3 to prevent the jump to the e4 square. I'll double back up my knight with my other knight, castle king side, and I now have reasonable development with some hope of improving my development over time. I've advanced the e4 pawn, looking to play to d7. Okay, he drops back his knight to prevent the fork there, so if he hadn't dropped his knight back, of course I could advance my pawn to e5 and attack both of these pieces at once, protected by this pawn here. But he's dropped back there now. I think I will look to play a prophylactic move and play a3 to prevent that knight jumping from c6 to b4. Or to prevent the bishop from achieving the same outpost. Okay, so queen to h4, the idea being to be attacking this h2 square. I'm not going to let that happen. Instead, I'm actually going to advance to f4. That f4 pawn is protected by the knight on e2, as well as the rook. Okay, I was going to say the rook on f1. I don't understand the point of that maneuver there. I think he's actually miscalculated. I'll take on d4, and my opponent won't be able to retake the pawn on f4 now because I've got two pieces lined up, the bishop and the rook, versus his two pieces lined up. So it wouldn't be a good trade for him. Okay, nc5. Again, not a worry here because I can simply play e5, forcing that bishop back. Okay. I think we'll play the knight across from d4 to f3, getting it more to the side of the board that his king is on, and also attacking that queen there. Okay, queen h5. I think with queen h5 what we'll do is we'll drop back the bishop to e2. And I was going to suggest that we start to aggress upon his pieces on the king side. It looks like we're going to have an opportunity to do that now. I'm tempted to play something like knight to g5 because he can't immediately take me because I'm actually attacking his queen. Not sure that's the right move for this circumstance. Okay. Instead, I'll play b4, forcing him to deal with this attack upon the knight here. He's gone and done so. And now I think we'll play ne4. Starting to run a bit short of time here, so I'll have to pick up the pace. This might involve some trading of pieces off the board before that's necessarily the opportune moment, but we will see. Okay, I have to say I was expecting that one a fair bit. Ng3, attacking that queen, minimizing the squares they have to run to. bc4, simply to make sure the queen has to keep an eye on that pawn there. That's the pawn on e6. He attacks me with his knight and I'll simply drop back down. Now, playing my queen to c2, the reason for playing to c2 is because I don't want to keep my queen on the d-file, because he could simply put a rook on it and that would be fairly dangerous for me. Okay. nd4. There's not much point in that move as far as I can tell, but I just need something to keep the game in motion, to keep moving. Okay, king over to h8. I'll advance my rook to f3. That will enable me to play it across to c3 in front of my queen over here. Okay, play c5. I must say I don't get that c5 maneuver. Thankful now to have brought my rook across to c3. See how he responds. My opponent's got a minute more time than I have. I'm simply going to start advancing that pawn, the c pawn, up the board and really just try and make aggressive moves here. I'm expecting retake with the bishop, and then I'll retake with the rook. Following, he will retake with the rook again. That's my expectation anyway. Looks like that will be what plays out. Not a problem here so far, and I'm expecting... Well, I wasn't expecting that. I think I may actually ignore that altogether and play b takes e6, grabbing another pawn there. I'm under no threat immediately, and he's actually doubled up along the diagonal here. No problem. Block again with that bishop, forcing him to defend. Now where he will go from here is the big question. I think he thinks that I'll take that rook there on the f8 square, but I won't. I'll simply take that free knight and again attack the queen, really closing him into a box now. Alright, really running out of time. Time to get my pieces off the board. Just about a forced take here. How can I trap that queen in the corner? Really running out of time. Okay, time to go fast. How do we manage this? He's lost the queen. And this, I think, will be all over for my opponent. Checkmate. Whew, really running out of time there. 6 seconds on the board. He wants a rematch, so look, let's get into it. I'll give him the opportunity. I think we'll certainly play a little bit quicker in this one. E4, E5, develops the bishop, developing the knight now. He simply wants to play the wayward queen attack. I'm not going to allow that. Silly move. Developing pieces normally here. I'll allow those doubled pawns because after allowing them, I've simply got a move like e4. I've still got good control over the center. Redirecting to nd7, and then I'll place that knight on the c5 square. No problems with this at this stage. Rook f7. Queen e7. By the look of that queen move up there to c1, he'll try and trade off his bishop by playing bishop to h6. Okay, that forces me to drop back there. The alternative was a6, but that really gets that knight out of the game. Okay, again, no real worries here. Simply going to play rook a to f8. Okay, this is... I was going to say suboptimal, but I'm expecting now bishop takes on a7. And if bishop takes on a7, I simply have rook to a8. Which would attack double. So how do I allow this? Knight b4. I think I've definitely screwed up my calculations there. That didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Nonetheless, I'll play h5 now, just trying to encourage that move, taking on a7 with the bishop. He doesn't go for it. Nf6. Come on, take on a7. You can do it. Oh, okay, that spoils that plan there. Nonetheless, d5 now. I'm expecting retake, and then when retakes, I'll take with my knight. And if retakes again, I'll retake with a pawn here on e6. He's failed to do that. I'll play forward to d4. Okay. Not seeing this as a significant problem at the moment. I'll simply ignore that and take on b4. Again, not bothering me whatsoever. I'll play b6. And I'm expecting now to have to drop back to potentially d6 with my queen. Well, I'm not forced to drop back to d6, but I will drop back anyway. The opponent's got a 2-pawn advantage given my silliness from earlier in the game. So be it. I'll play back to c5 after he plays nc4. in h7, attacking the bishop on g5. Taking there. Okay, and after king h7, just protecting myself a little bit, getting to a bit more safety. We'll see how he maneuvers. Retake with the b pawn, sorry, the c pawn. Not sure why I chose that pawn, but no matter. And that's a mistake for my opponent by the looks of it. I will play bh6. And that skewers his queen to his rook there. And we're starting to even out on time, which is good. Okay, he plays the move that I expected. Now I will not retake, because if I retake the queen, he'll retake with a knight. So I will simply take there. And that will force him to retake my queen with his pawn. Okay. That's a free pawn there on the f2 square as well, because of my doubled up rooks rather. Now, minimal options for my opponent to flee to if something like h4, but I won't allow that just yet. I'll advance my king to the h6 square, meaning he won't have a check on c7 if he takes the pawn on a5. Okay. So where to next? Alright, I think we'll play g5, just a waiting move. Again, expecting now to take on a7. That's what I wanted. I'll play h4 now. Okay, a check there. And we'll attack with rook b1, trying to get this pawn back. The encouragement is to move to h5. I'm not going to do that. Or not yet, at least. Obviously what I'm looking at is a move like, but not necessarily, rook to f1. Frankly, I think we have to play it. Obviously he's got a check there on the e6 square, but rook to f1 threatens that knight. Attacking now his rook on e6. I don't see a way for him to protect one of his pieces. He loses the rook there now, and he'll lose the pawn over on the b file. 36 seconds should be enough for me to get back into this game. Must say I'm kind of expecting a resignation now, but we will see. Okay, rook b2 for me now. So what I'll try and do is I'll try and take both of those knights off the board. Okay, maybe not, that was the plan. Forgetting about that though for the moment, what I will play is rook bb1. That'll be a checkmate in 1 if he doesn't defend this appropriately. That allows me to take on king e5. Okay. question is this going to be enough time to win me the game? Potentially. I have to move fast now. I'm intending to take those knights off the board in the next move. If that's allowed. Let's see. Ooh, definitely think I'll screw this one up. Or have we? running out of time there. What a disaster. Okay, well obviously the idea would be to advance the queen, and then I'm expecting something like this. Maybe I can flee over to the edge of the board, I don't know. Oh well, I'm sure my opponent will be happy he got his win back, even if it was only a win on time. Now obviously trying to take that knight there on h1, followed up by taking on g2. Not ideal. Could have played that better. Potentially, so after knight h1, I think the correct idea was actually to play rook b1. I would expect then something like nh f2, dropping back again, rook b2, potentially a repeat move there, which I would have accepted as a draw. Alternatively, we've got something like g3, takes, retakes, and it might be a little bit harder for me to get a checkmate there now. Or perhaps not. Okay, well look, a bit flustered at the end there I must say, but a decent game. My opponent got a win, I got a win. I do think I probably deserved at least a draw in that second game, but if I really wanted that draw it would have been up to me to earn it, and I didn't in this one, so a bit to improve, especially time under pressure. But no matter, we'll keep working on it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Give it a like if you'd like to. Or if you didn't like it, please let me know what I could do to improve. Otherwise, I'll see you again in future, and hopefully we can get some more wins. Alright, thanks guys, bye.